special good morning to our listeners. Good morning to our viewers. How's everyone doing on a rainy Thursday morning? Well, it has subsided a wee bit. Maybe there are areas who are still getting those showers. In my neck of the woods, have subsided a wee bit. So good morning to you once again, especially those of you in other parts of the world who are tuned in, and whether it's via the Facebook page, YouTube channels. Good morning to you. Welcome. It's To The Point. GT with you, your host this morning here. Usually we host the, of course, should be on my guest this morning. Should be someone representing the, of course, RGPF. Sometimes they do have other individuals popping in representing this morning. Haven't seen anyone arrive as yet. We should be talking disaster preparedness this morning. They're probably late, but I haven't had any correspondence from anyone saying the reasons why they are not here as yet. So as we progress, if they pop in, we certainly will accommodate. So in the interim, I will, of course, give the opportunity to you listeners and viewers. You can call in 435-2041, whether it's WhatsApp or the direct line. You probably got something you want to share this morning. Feel free to do so as we await the guests to pop in this morning. Once again, it's To The Point, Classic Radio, GBN TV. It's my kind of morning. Somehow I like it when it rains on the outdoors. Yeah, and the outside is rain. Outside is wet, and that's my kind of conditions on the outdoors. So I'm feeling a little bit extra good this morning. We do have our first caller. Caller live. Good morning. Welcome. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, GT. Good morning to you and good morning to your listeners and your viewers.
Good morning.
I'm always happy to get the opportunity to speak. This morning I tried to get in on the same program. I didn't get through. So I'll try to utilize the same. I would say that at the center of trying to heal ourselves, we must become radically honest. If we have a forensic examination of how we do life, we will see that in a lot of ways we are not honest, although we believe we are honest. The first thing we have to do is accept how we've been acted upon. First of all, the trauma that started even before we arrived in this field. Most of our people have arrived on this part. They're talking about our ancestors, and then subsequently after our arrival. It is said that trauma can live up to 14 generations. As far as I know, we have done absolutely nothing to deal with the trauma coming out from our capture and our enslavement and subsequent exploitation in these parts. In addition, in trying to resolve the contradiction within ourselves, in trying to deal with some of the issues, a number of things have happened. We have had revolt, revolution. We have had to deal with weather systems that have devastated our lives, and we have not tried to understand or to examine what it is that causing us to be so I would say the word, we very adversarial to each other, and try to see how we can pin it down and do something about it. And in this week, guys, I think the worst thing that happened to us was post-invasion, where the powers that be, I'm talking imperial power now, decided that we will be forever be damaged. So the psychological warfare operation that was unleashed on Grenada, which most of us don't want to face, which is partly the result, which is the cause of the result, what we are seeing and experiencing. And everything has to be tied in, whether it's the effect on agriculture, where we don't even eat our own food anymore, or grow our own food, or where all the institutions we had was destroyed and was, dismantled, in the same way like was done in Haiti. And so that we forever, almost like to be wrapping as straws to survive. So unless we go there, all the solution that we offering without becoming radically honest and also acknowledge that we need to heal the trauma Because, there's a famous statement that says, a popular statement that says, hurt people hurt people. And we hurt each other all the time. That's why we don't have good customer relations and all those things, even marriage and so on is not working. Our relationship with religious spirituality is not working neither. Because we are confused people. I will stop here. I mean, I can speak.
I always listen to what you say, and sometimes it grabs my interest. And I always want to ask you that, because you always seem to make that particular statement that after 83, we seem to have changed as a people, or they have allowed us to think that in that particular way. Something along those lines. You always say that. If I'm to ask you the question, who's to be blamed for that? Is it we as a people that are allowing ourselves to be the way we are? Or is it that we are just following in terms of what we were given to follow? I wonder if you get the direction of what I'm going.
Yeah, Gigi, I don't believe in blame. I believe in people taking responsibility for how life is happening and how we are doing life. The truth about it, yes, I mean, people have acted against us. But we have, it's like, sometimes I hear people say, well, Africans were involved in the slave trade. And they try to cover up so that we could stop the conversation. And that is partially true, but that's not the whole story. The story is that whereas we may have been complicit, the powers that be, and we're seeing it play out now, are telling us that you should not become sovereign, you should not become independent, you should not become your own self. So you have to be images or what do you call it, samples of us.
But it's still, are we still not thinking for ourselves? That's a question that's the bottom line there. Still, are we still not thinking for ourselves as a people?
You see, you're asking the real question there. I was in a session the other day, and one of the things that one of the persons said that the absence of critical thinking in organization, and I think it is also in the wider society, because we don't teach people, we don't encourage people to do critical thinking, and one of the ways you do critical thinking is learning how to ask the right question. We teach people to get the right answer, not appropriate questions. So that's a problem. So that you have a whole set of children, for instance, people who came through the school system, they were successful as far as the school education system was concerned, and now you see they're utter failure in the wider society. So the problem is, you're asking the right question, and I tell you already, duty. I don't want to rob other people of the opportunity to contribute. But
all right, man.
Bring me on, like how they bring on other people. And I wouldn't endanger your station. I've been on GBN a number of times, but
I certainly know that. Thank you once again. I said thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Always appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a blessed morning. 435-2041. Still awaiting my guest to pop in the studio, so I'll give the opportunity to you listeners and viewers if you want to chime in on the conversation this morning until they pop in. If they don't, we will continue along the lines that we are going. Caller, you alive? Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford. I certainly wish that they don't come so that we can have a chance to make noise on this here.
I wasn't thinking about laughing this morning, so but you certainly have made me.
Mr. Telesford, very interesting contributions coming from the previous caller. And it leads to, quote-unquote, the other step. Why don't we take the other step? We keep idle. We know what the problems are in this country. We know what our deficiencies are. This morning, I think, yes, chap there called, can't recall his name, Amen or something to that effect. We know the task has started. We have to take it. But the fact is, who shall lead the charge? I am quite frank, our revolution can lead the charge, but we had that experience already, and we don't want to go back there, God forbid. But it is evident that the people collectively have to do it in a democratic, decent, and civic and civil way. How do we do that? We need to have the orientation of, and I want to be meticulously careful with this word, trustworthy leadership. But you see, the system that we exist in, the brother drew reference to the system where we came through. We morphed from everything designed by the colonial master, and then they handed us quote unquote independence, and so nothing else. We have, as a people, have never had the opportunity to sit and decide anything, absolutely nothing about our future. Everything that we do today is based on what we had in the past. And what we do today will continue into the future. Nothing will change except we stop and check. Remember this term, stop and check.
Quick question, Mr. Rollo. Why do we have to be led? Why do we have to be led?
Well, there we go, my dear brother. There we go. We're being led. We have been led all the way. But some of us like it so. You take a look at what the lawyers are doing to this country. They're openly lying to the people, manipulating their own constitution. But we accept it. And why? Because we don't want to go back in revolution. So we just sit there and take what the quote-unquote ruling class tell us. And where does the ruling class come from? What has been established through the colonial system, backed up and guided by the legal system. That is why. No, this is why I'm calling on the people, brothers and sisters. If we want to go forward into the future as a Grenada, belonging to us, led by us, with the guidance of what is established in the international community particular and draw reference, although it is pretty dormant these days and has lost a lot of its way, the United Nations, we have to sit and talk to ourselves as a people through a constituent assembly. Back then, and even as far as the 18th century when the United States was first established, it was called the Constitutional Congress, Assembly, and Conference. But today in modern politics and sociology, this is called a constituent assembly, where a people sit and talk and decide for themselves, confronting each of the problems, the theft that there is, the corruption, the sleaze, the malfeasance, through government and even individual. Let us talk about it. Why is it we not progressing? Why is it we fighting down each other instead of collaborating and taking the nation for? But partisan politics has created this situation. And these tete worms and them that come here as political leaders and so on, they go. This is why the people have to decide and call for a resolution in the parliament, for a constituent first, a referendum to ask the people whether or not they want to continue to live under an imperial order in const of the Queen's most excellent majesty, where we still a constitutional monarch, where the king is the king in the parliament of Grenada, although they're not swearing to him. I want to stop. I would like to go on, pardon, but I have to stop. Mr. Telesford, you understand what I'm talking about? It is the people, the decisions to get there civilly has to be done by the leadership, but they refuse to do it. Organize yourself, Grenadian. Let my eyes be the goddamned ones in this here country. For what it's worth, have a nice day. Will you, sir?
You too, sir. Have a good one. Always appreciate your contribution. I have someone making a contribution via the WhatsApp, and they're saying we have to get rid of the barrel mentality. Some folks in Grenada expect their family and friends in the diaspora to finance all the basic wants and needs, just to send barrels, send money down from the USA. Why not the other way around? The same people in diaspora are catching their, nenen as we will say locally, and struggling to make ends meet, to pay their rent and mortgage, while, of course, their Grenadian folks have no mortgage to pay, no credit cards, debt. That's not charity. That's enabling. I may have a different perspective on that, on the comment from the caller, of not the message the individual is sending, but we'll leave that for another time. We're due for a break. Let's take it. When we come back, we continue the conversation. Stay with us, folks. It's To The Point Classic Radio GBN TV. If my guest pops in during the break, we will accommodate them. We take a break.
Grenadians at home and abroad, the National Democratic Congress proudly invites you to the mega rally on Sunday, 21st of June. Under the theme, 4 years stronger, you me, us. You, because we care. Me, because I have a responsibility. And us, because we all have a part to play in building Grenada. Bring your flags, bring your family, bring your yellow, and be a part of the 4-year celebration, transforming Grenada's future. Sunday, 21st of June, at 5 p.m., Monrouge Playing Field comes alive. NDC Mega Rally. You, me, us.
When the man say that he blacking out, what you think it is? Yellow fever. Yellow fever. Whoa, oh, we give them yellow fever.
At 5 p.m. on August 5th, 1944, the schooner Island Queen sailed out of the St. George's Harbor. On board were some of Grenada's brightest and best sons and daughters. What happened afterwards remains a mystery.
Where Island Queen gone?
Heritage Theatre Company presents Lucy's Straw Hat, a full-length drama written and directed by Chris DeRiggs, a moving story about a family caught up in the drama of this great mystery. Meet Mammy Sylvie, a woman with a secret too heavy to keep but too painful to reveal.
Asking for forgiveness for not telling you the truth.
Pa John, the war veteran.
Sometimes I sit here feeling so helpless, so crushed.
Lucy's Straw Hat at Grenada Trade Center on Saturday 13th and Sunday 14th June, and at Deluxe Cinema on Saturday 20th and Sunday 21st June. Advance tickets $60, $75 at the door. Come join us.
Where Island Queen gone?
The Ministry of Agriculture White Potato Production Initiative is an OECS sub-regional project aimed at reducing Grenada's reliance on imported white potatoes, which in 2025 had an imported value of over 4.5 million EC dollars. The White Potato Production Initiative is part of the Ministry of Agriculture's food security drive and is being undertaken with the simultaneous cultivation of other crops such as sweet potatoes, pineapples, coconuts, carrots, and other vegetables. Other OECS countries like Dominica and St. Vincent and the Grenadines are already at an advanced stage in white potato production, with Dominica completely cutting the import of white potatoes during the first quarter of 2026. Grenada is now preparing to advance production for better output in 2027. The Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, ensuring food and nutrition security for all.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, once again. 435-2041. The lines are open to you, listeners and viewers out there. Of course, my guests haven't arrived, so it seems most likely that we'll be continue along the open line segment this morning. We go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Morning.
Hope you're doing good.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'll listen. Hold on a bit.
Yeah, you seem to have something in the background there.
Yes. I'll listen to the topic of speaking about the young men. I myself in the community, I lived in Lakalupa, and I'm evangelist. And normally I go to the booth or whatever, but there's a certain person, he have young men gathered there. When I take my Bible and go down there, he discourages and he manipulates all sort of things towards the gentleman, to me, what I'm not aware of, and discourage them for them not to listen. And this young man always tormenting me, cussing me, without no reason, no cause. Some people want to surrender their life to the Lord, but there is barriers. Again, why do we, if you have a child and you do something wrong, is it not to speak about it? If we love the child, we don't spoil the child. As much as we love them, we have to correct them. Because in Titus, you say, young people, submit yourselves to the elderly. Those who could give them good example. It's not all elderly that give the young people good example. And I am in my community. How much years I say, as long as I live here, I don't want to see no bloodshed or whatever it is. You do have chaos and strife and debate, but I stand in the gap because the way we do behave these days, if we go to check on the people how they react, we will never do what we have to do. But there is a lot of barriers. But keep on praying. I say, I myself alone cannot do it. But in my community, there's a lot of distraction when I go out. And I ask him if he could give me and help with that, because I always go to my people in the community looking for them. Sometimes the Lord send me to them. And there's a lot of barriers, the young men, because this one, telling this one, don't listen to her and all those things. And this is not right. So I would ask you all if you would give me a little assistance. I used to take my cutlass and go and cutlass the elderly yard in the hot sun because they cannot do it. That some people haven't got families looking for them. And my name is Claudia Roach Nelson in Lacalome. I don't have a wicked heart. My heart is for people. But because the people see that I am caring, as the Bible told me, that I'm seeking for the good things, that's why they all hate me. But still, we have to do what we have to do. But there is a lot of distraction into my community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. And good to hear your contribution this morning. Certainly hope a different scenario works out for you soon. 435-2041. Don't forget you have double options of calling in this morning, whether you want to call the direct line or you can call in via the WhatsApp. Feel free to do so, 435-2041. If you prefer to, of course, make a contribution via message via the WhatsApp, you can do that also. We do have another caller. We lost that caller there. 435-2041, 435-2041. The lines are opened to you once again here on today's edition of To The Point. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome. I'm not sure what's going on with you, caller there, but you may need to get that little noise on your neck of the woods sorted out. We do have another caller via the WhatsApp. What's up, caller? You're live. Good morning, welcome. And how are you doing this morning?
Good morning, GT. I'm doing today.
How are you doing? I'm doing great, man. It's been a minute. Everything is all right on your end, I'm assuming?
Yes, it is.
All right, all right.
It's great.
All right.
Thank you, sir. I'm calling this morning because I'm at loss for whether or not a person is able to erect a sign in front of their establishment, like they're able to put up cones and so forth, or the no parking signs. Isn't that supposed to be gazetted before anybody puts up a sign that says no parking? Or
I mean, in front of your personal property, I'm assuming?
In road, in the public road.
Mm-hmm. I am not sure of the laws that governs it, in particular that, but sometimes you do see individuals, maybe they have a gate, they have a gate or they something or the other, and maybe it's close to the road, so they may not want anyone parking there. So I do see it happen from time to time, but I'm not sure of the laws that governs that particular practice. I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay, because I'm thinking about it in terms of if you visit probably Grenville Town and you see a number of business entities putting up cones in front of their place. Now, they all put up all kinds of cones all over the way so that nobody can park in front of their establishment. I'm wondering whether or not that is legal.
I would probably try when I do have the traffic department or someone within the should have had them popping in this morning, but no one has came in to ask that question. It's an interesting question because I do see the practice happening. So it's good to know from an official point if that is legal or not.
All right, because from what I do know in the past, that any interference, any change, or any differences of what was the norm or established norm, you would have to be gazetted for any change to take place. And I do hope that probably if anybody is popping or if anybody should show, anybody who has the information can probably call in and so advise.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Interesting contribution there. 435-2041, 435-2041. We go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome. How are you this morning?
Well, good morning to you too. I'm okay. I want to grateful and thank God for this rain that we get here, because this rain help a lot of small farmers, Well, any case, I'm calling from St. Andrews, not from Carrier, and everybody facing the hot sun. And he have a farmer that he have his young calf, his leg go, and more tell him to tie it, he's not tying it. More tell him tie that he's not tying it. He's coming in my place and he's messed up all my papers on him, what I plant, and my little peas on him, I wet and thing, and all my little banana I soak hot on him, So I'm fed up and I said, I'm not going on the road with this dry season and this rain season coming up. Because a lot of them, they want to mind the bees and they wanted to get big fast.
But caller, hold up. Have you tried speaking to the authorities in relation to that? Make a complaint, to the authorities officially to see if you can have that matter resolved?
Well, I'm going to Glen later, but I said let me call the program still and express myself.
I understand, but I think there's always that first direction you take first. Speak to the authorities. Maybe if you're not getting the assistance that you want, then maybe you look for other avenues. But my recommendation to you is that you speak to the authorities. Let them come and have a conversation with the individual. If you have spoken to him or her before, and you realize nothing's been done about it, then you look for other avenues to express.
Yeah, I call him on his phone, and I meet him face to face, and I told him about it. Look, he still have this calf let go, which this calf could try.
All right.
He could try, and this little rain now is falling, and that's helping a lot of small farmers to deal with themselves, because not every farmer what have the lands and garden by the river, not every farmer what could afford and to use a pump. So people have to respect the small farmers, because the big farmers, they are laughing at we small farmers. Those colors are kind of names. We are beggars because they're using the river water.
Let me don't push it that far this morning. But my recommendation to you: go have a conversation with the authorities, whether it's the police, and they will see what they can help you with. All right?
God bless. Happy Thursday.
You too, man. Have a good one. 435-2041. 435-2041. And I'm seeing a comment from someone via the WhatsApp. They're saying that you can apply to the police for parking in front of your business in Grenville. So maybe the individuals who are, putting up the cones or the parking signs maybe have applied. I'm assuming that's it. It's not a confirmed, in terms of if you can do that. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, live. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I am also calling in connection with the same Grenville parking. What is happening in Grenville as concerns the businesses? They have their stores, yet they have all their goods outside on the pavement where pedestrians supposed to be walking. And in addition to that, some of them still have a vehicle parked in front of their business with alternate space still marked no parking. So I think even the small vendors, they are the bad from selling on the sidewalk, but the stores have all their large set of chairs and everything, and people virtually have to walk in the road. Another thing that is happening in Grenville is that you have businesses, new businesses building, and they build right onto the pavement, block it up and barricade it, and you have to walk. Now, we are moving in an era where we have persons who will be using motor chairs, like wheelchairs. We see that. So where would these people be able, there isn't no sidewalk, would they wheel their chairs in the road? Because people do have these things. So I think in Grenville in particular, there's too much priority for some people. The small business, them little vendors have to always skate in. I think if you have a store, you have a store. You can't have this store, this sidewalk on the road. And I think something has to be done about that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your contribution also. 445-2041, 445-2041, where the lines are open to you listeners and viewers this morning. If you want to make a contribution on today's program, whether it's via the WhatsApp or the direct line, feel free to do so. We do have another caller. And caller, you are live. Good morning and welcome. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm okay.
All right. Let's hear from you.
I'm calling because we have a caller who calls almost every day, 2 to 3 times from different programs, and he's very intelligent. I understand by somebody that he's had some form of disability, can't see or something like that. Now he calls and he makes a lot of points, but he should realize that in order to change whatever we've been living under for the past 50 years or whatever, he had to get involved. And he's not getting involved. He's just making noise. He's condemning every leader that comes on board. How would he encourage somebody to come on board? There isn't one person who he hasn't asked what they will do when they get there. So they have to get there first. And what I'm saying is that about 10 years ago, I've been listening to him, and he's been complaining about locker room and some smell, and every day he used to call a program about his thing. This thing went on for a number of years in locker room. And as soon as this new government came in power, the government fixed that. That was the first thing they fixed. That was the first thing they fixed in St. David's. I don't hear him complaining about that. He used to complain about garbage. The truck ain't coming. He complained about everything. But what is he doing apart from complaining? He must get on board and get organized. He's very intelligent. As far as I'm concerned, if he's handicapped, and I understand, because before the last election, I heard he was complaining that he want to vote, and there is mechanism of voting if he can't see, and nobody should come with him. Now, he's not complaining about that. He complained about the Constitution or to change this and change that. For 50 years, where was he? I'm asking him, where was he? Because assuming he's over 65. And for the past 50 years, why he's constantly complaining now without doing anything? I would like to suggest to him that he get involved, run for government or power or something like that, and see if he could get in and change the Constitution. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good morning. Appreciate your contribution also. Folks, we due for a break. Let's take it. When we return, we continue with the call-in segment. Stay with us. Don't touch it down.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
My name is Carpage. I'm the head coach of St. Jago High School boys track and field team.
My name is Joseph Small. I am the head coach of the girls female program. Preparing an athlete is not just running on the track. You have the mental aspect, you have the nutrition aspect, and you have the support and the motivation. So there's a lot of factors that we have to look into, and we have to try to see how best we can deal with them as best as possible.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
This Emancipation Weekend, Freedom Takes the Sea. The Media Workers Association of Grenada invites you aboard Unscripted, the Freedom Edition. Friday, July 31st. Step into an unforgettable night of music, vibes, culture, and connection aboard the ultimate summer cruise experience. Meet your favorite media personalities, party under the stars, and celebrate freedom the unscripted way aboard the Ecstasy. Boarding is at 7 p.m., sailing at 8 p.m. Dress code Freedom Chic, bold, stylish, unapologetically you. Tickets are limited and going fast. Get your tickets online at GoToFet and at recognized ticket outlets. Unscripted, the Freedom Edition, because the best stories are the ones you never planned.
Country Cold, premier sponsor, in collaboration with Power of Worship Radio 92.5 FM, present A Night of Worship. A Night of Worship with 7-time Grammy Award-winning Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. Friday, June 12th at the Grenada National Cricket Stadium. Gates open at 5 p.m. Worship starts at 6. Free admission. Experience powerful songs like Fill My Cup. Spirits Fall Down. And You Keep on Blessing Me. Bring your family. This is more than a concert. It's an encounter with God. Special thanks to our generous sponsors, Modern Photo Studio, Terry's Yacht Services, and Sammy's Ready Mix. A night of worship with Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. Friday, June 12th. This event hosted by the Ministry of Mental Health, Wellness, and Religious Affairs.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to The Point Classic Radio, GBN TV. Good morning once again to those of you via our social media platforms. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. It's an open line segment this morning. We go back to the phone line. Caller, your life. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
How are you doing?
Yes, I'm bringing to the attention to the citizens of Grenada. COVID is on the rise again. We have one coming from Africa. I don't remember the name of it. And one coming from Guyana. Concerned citizens asking the nation of the country to get prepared. Don't wait until these people, well, our people, we're all of the same area, islands. You know, in Guyana, the COVID is on its, they say they have some cases in the schools in Guyana, and they're trying to block the one coming from Africa. So, like I said, concerned citizens asking the nation to prepare, get your medicines together and your protection. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day yourself. 435-2041, 435-2041. Lines are opened to you listeners and viewers of If you want to make a contribution this morning, there's an issue you want to bring to the fore, feel free to do so here on today's edition of To The Point. We go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Well, thank you very much, and a pleasant good morning to one and all. The truth is, I am suffering with a disability. I have been complaining most times on this radio station and other radio stations. The truth is, I might have seen some results to a point, but I'm not satisfied. But the idea of people complaining is making a very valued contribution. And I would like to suggest to many people to stop harassing people who are calling and complaining of the wrongs and whatnot, etc. I have had the experience of 8 prime ministers, looking at them in the ball of their eyes, writing them letters, and they are responding to me. This present prime minister, I wrote him a letter, and the excuse that is given to me is that I am not certain that he received it. But I am most definitely certain that letter reached his office, and he should have responded. And the truth is, criticizing, the man called and he spoke about what happened in Elakaloom. And because he was calling for all the years, things happen. And calling is always important. And why should some people, I'll break it down to say, this present administration, from the time they took office, separation and division, divide and rule has become the norm, greater than it was prior to this administration taking office. It's very sad to realize how some of us behave. I am suffering with a disability. I have been a farmer all my life. And animal husbandry, people with their animals, cow, goat, sheep, whatever it is, have been destroying me. And recently, on the Easter Sunday, I was shocked to realize that someone entered into my lands and they unhand every hand of blogger that was standing in the last blogger stool that survived the goats and whatnot in my property. Even down to the cinnamon and whatnot, that when Posueda made a boast and whatnot 4 years ago, I got involved, but I was involved long before cinnamon, because there are many people who can tell you that I'm a cinnamon seller to people in the market and whatnot, etc. And no, I cannot go to my lands because, one, road is a problem. 2, people are threatening me. 3, animal husbandry and whatnot, etc. Thank you very much and have a good day, people.
Thank you, caller. Have a good one. 435-2041, 435-2041. The lines are open. We have approximately just around 20 minutes or so left. Just around 20 minutes left on today's edition of To The Point here on the Classic Radio GBN TV. The lines are open to you. Let's hear your contributions this morning. We do have another caller. Caller, you are live. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for having me. All right, it's my first time I could recall hearing the number on your station, so I could call. Now, yesterday I was having a conversation with a resident at Woolwich Road, and the lady was talking about. I was talking about the road condition. Now, what I'm saying is we are about to approach the rainy season. Okay. This morning I'm in St. George's and it's raining. We have a situation on the carnage in front of the fire station. Yesterday, I witnessed one of the SLs was trying to maybe take some crushed stones on top, on the badge. And because of that cut in the road, it wasn't compressed proper, and the truck sank one side, and most of the material dropped off. They had to even bank it. It's now sitting on the side of the road there. I witnessed a Hubbard's truck get stuck right in front of the fire station as well, in that same hole that they cut in the road and banked back with some, I don't know if it's soil they put or binders, whatever. And, sorry, yesterday I traveled on the Woolwich Road area, and that road is very, very much in a bad state. Now, it's been months, if not 2 months or more, that road has been cut and they fill back some crushed stone in the middle. We haven't had a leakage of a pipe in that area, so why don't they fix that part of the road so people could drive us much easier? I'm looking at another road again, the Green Street. Green Street is in the worst state I've ever seen a road. Green Street. And it's the same cutting from Nawasa. And doing Nawasa, whoever is doing it, but they're laying pipes. And it's the same period of time that road has been cut and open and still sitting there. And you can't, I don't know where you travel, sir, but I would like if you have the time and you could drive through Woolwich Road and Green Street. Tell me if that is acceptable for motorists. Vehicle parts are very expensive. Tires, before you have a tread on your tire, you get a ticket. Now, all these things cut in your tires. Based on the vehicle you have, you cannot pass on this road. God forbid we have a blockage on the carnage and vehicle cannot go there and you have to use the Green Street. I want to know how many vehicles could go there. The fire truck can't even pass there because vehicles are parked on the side and all this type of thing. So I'm just saying to say, if you fix the pipe, you put the pipe, you lay the pipe, you cover the ground, and there's no leak on any of the pipe, cover the road. Make it much easier for people to travel. That's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your contribution, sir. Of course, certainly do appreciate it a whole lot. 435-2041, 435-2041. Open line this morning on today's edition of To The Point. We go back to the phone line. We do have another caller. Caller, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm pretty fine because we're getting rain.
I know you're happy for that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I want to touch on the fire truck. This last round, the fire truck was very, very busy. And I see they have a truck in Grenville now. It's not a fire truck, a water truck, and it's very slow because it's a heavy truck with a big tank. Like Old Mary must be broke down because Old Mary worked hard for these last days, you know, because nearly every day Old Mary passing up, and I don't know when he going down because I living up. So I wish I could work on Old Mary, fix Old Mary, because that water truck they have in Grenville is real big and lazy and slow. He ain't reaching nowhere in no time at all because he heavy. And the next thing with the fire truck, when he reach on the bridge, people have their glass up and they're not hearing the siren. I don't know if they're hearing the siren and they're ignoring it. But the fire truck have to wait on the bridge. Most time you have to wait in the back of the bridge for the traffic to clear. People have no respect for the fire truck. You understand? The fire truck is an emergency truck. When you hear it, you're supposed to clear the way and let the truck pass. But people don't even thinking about that because people only thinking about themselves. My brother, have a good day.
You too, have a good one. Have a good one. And I like the way you say they should fix Old Mary. 435-2041, 435-2041. Just approximately how many minutes we have left? Just around 12 minutes on today's edition Up to the Point, which means in this segment, let's grab a break. There will be the final break inside this segment. And when we come back, we of course, take your calls once again and we do a wrap at the top 10. We'll be right back.
Nexa Credit Union invites all members to its 42nd annual general meeting, which will be held on Tuesday, June 16, 2026, under the theme Celebrating Community, Creating Opportunity. The meeting will be held at the Radisson Crown Ballroom and online via Zoom starting at 2 p.m. Register today at any Nexa branch or online at Nexa.
As Megaforce Promotions presents Slip and Slide, the concert. Saturday, 20th June, National Cricket Stadium. Gates open 6 p.m. Showtime, 8 p.m. And what's so special? Holland, international dancehall superstar, Masika. Money nothing to make me a provider. Buy your deal and buy the designer. Masika. As she slip, as she slide on. What a girl can ride on. Alongside Javinci. Also performing live from Grenada, Tarpri Jr., Sakina and the Alpha One Band, Little Natty and Thunder, Buba 473, Sam Dan. Early bird tickets cost $100 until June 12. It's $120 after, or you pay more at the door. Slip and Slide, the concert, Saturday 20th June. No one should miss. Masika. Masika.
Grenadians at home and abroad, the National Democratic Congress proudly invites you to the mega rally on Sunday, 21st of June. Under the theme, 4 years stronger, you, me, us. You, because we care. Me, because I have a responsibility. And us, because we all have a part to play in building Grenada. Bring your flags, bring your family, bring your yellow, and be a part of the 4-year celebration, transforming Grenada's future. Sunday, 21st of June, at 5 p.m., Monrouge Plain Field comes alive. NDC Mega Rally. You, me, us.
When the man said that he blacking out, what you think it gets? Yellow fever. Yellow fever. Whoa, we give them yellow fever.
Hello and welcome everyone to GBN's Rock the Box Weekly. These are your smashing hosts, Prince Charlton and Naira. Over 100,000 beautiful people tuning in today. And that's quite a lot, isn't it, Craig? There's only one place they can help you keep up with music and culture today. Started as the underhorse, as they say. Prince and Naira on the commentary at 8:30. And now, they're off.
Welcome back to our listeners. Welcome back, viewers. It's To The Point, Classic Radio, GBN TV. Just a few more minutes left on today's edition of To The Point. It's Thursday the 11th. And, of course, it was not our scheduled, of course, program for today. We should have had someone representing the RGPF together with folks from NAGMA, but, of course, they didn't show up today. So we had to get into an open line segment this morning. So we do have another caller. Just a few more minutes left so we can accommodate a couple more calls. We do have another caller via the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome. How are you doing?
Morning, GT.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing? How are you doing this morning?
Taking my early morning walk as usual.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good, man.
All right. Okay, GT, my contribution this morning. I happened to listen to the news conference yesterday with the Prime Minister, the veterinarian, and also Mr. Williams. And GT, I was in the notion that when I heard about the incident with the horse, I was like, wow, you know, knowing that the horse is a big animal, you know, and to put it to sleep, you know, and then you heard, but I also heard my friend from River Sally say the horse was pregnant, and I was like, wow. But yesterday I get the information from the people who knows. They said that the horse was not pregnant now. So then my narrative changed now. You know, I want to know where this information came from, the horse was pregnant. And then I also learned that it's a criminal offense to bring in into another country a horse that have a disease, and especially we take and things that could be very detrimental to human beings also and other animals and things. So then I reached the point that I had to support the decision, and the decision didn't just make from Grenada only, it was also involved with the authorities from St. Lucia, where the horse I heard was coming from basically. So then, you know, I know the hype, and I know people trying to make it political and things, but it's not a political. We have to look, because GT, if we come to Grenada, right, and we bring back fruits or anything, they usually take it from us, because in America, yeah, they consider about like bringing fruit flies and disease and everything. And if it could, like, cause a harm, you know, to other crops and everything, that's the reason why they take it from us. You know, some of us hide it in our shoe. We do all kind of way to get away with it. You know, sometimes we love, you know, but we have to be mindful that the things that we bring, and if we know it's going to break, it's a law-breaking thing, you know. Let us stay away from that, because the gentleman could quarantine his ass over to get the treatment and do the right thing, you know, because I heard from the Prime Minister and others, he smuggled it, you know, and smuggling is illegal, you know. So I just want to say to my people that when something is wrong, let me call it wrong. You know, it's sad to know that two big animals have to, you know, suffer the consequences. It's not their fault, but is the person who chooses to bring them to the country. GT, you have a wonderful day.
You too, sir. Have a good one. Have a good one. Appreciate your call as always. Have a good morning. We do have another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, morning, GT again. I just want to make a point on a statement that GBN broadcast, actually passing in reference to what the bishop, the former bishop, or the now resigned bishop of the Catholic Church said. Something to the effect, and he said that a lot of people wouldn't agree with it, that, you know, we say that we are a Christian country, but in his opinion or his conviction, we are not a Christian people. Now, I don't want to go down that line, but I would say what he probably wanted to say, and I'm being provocative now, is that there's no wise person in Grenada. We have no wise. We don't have intelligence. I don't mean people with knowledge. I'm talking about people who know how to relate to each other. Because, I mean, even if we were to stick on the idea of a Christian, the true teaching of Christ tells you, prescribe how to live. But we don't do that. So I would say, he probably wanted to say that maybe we are an opportunist nation. We change our values as it's convenient to us. And there's a problem. There's nothing that's grounding us. There's nothing, no, so one moment, you know, and GT, I don't know how old you are. Your last speaker said when something is wrong, we must admit and accept it. And that's part of being radically honest. But, you know, there was a time when the Pakistani cricketers came here. And at that time we said, no, I'm not trying to castigate anything on marijuana. But if we were told that the Pakistanis were caught with marijuana. I mean, some of the leading cricketers at the time. So they were arrested and so on. So there was a possibility that the match, which every Grenadian was looking forward. You know, the pressure, the public pressure the government at the time. That time, I think Dr. Faisal Alexis was Minister of Legal Affairs and so on. Pressure the government to I'm not saying that he did that, by the way. I'm just saying he was Attorney General. To release those people so that we could have the cricket. That's the kind of people we have. So if we say that something is wrong, when people infringe it, we should hold them accountable. So we have changed the rules as we go along. That's the problem with us. Nothing wrong in us. Thank you.
Thank you. We do have another caller, and this caller will wrap the calling segment for this morning. Caller live, good morning via WhatsApp. Let's hear from you.
Good morning, Mr. J. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. How are you doing this morning?
It's raining up here, man. I'm doing okay, brother.
All right, all right.
You know, my friends say when you're wrong, you're wrong. And I've heard a permanent retired radio announcer said that when the Nigerians was here and they had the incident along the hotel, she said that, what's wrong with that? The girls get a little touch. She also said that Obia is our religion, or witchcraft, I should say. And nothing wrong with that. Now I'm just saying that you just look around in Grenada and see the destruction of our people from this religion. A woman gave me a story once. She told me one night she get up, took a rope, and climbed a tree to hang herself. When she tied the rope around the branch, trying to make the cowboy to put around her neck, she tell me, a voice say, don't do that. So she came down the tree. But she say the next day she get up, she watch you up on the tree. She trying to say, you know what, if I lay that rope there, somebody go sit and ask him, what rope doing there? So she said the night now she tried to climb back the tree to take out the rope because she wanted the neighbors to see why she get on the rope. She can't climb the tree now. Although she tried to climb back that tree, she can't make it in. She had asked somebody and give them an excuse why the rope is up there. So this thing in them is serious. And we have to stand out against that. We have these guys coming with this thing in their hand, with they shaking in their hand. This thing is full of spirits. That's where they operate over there. They carry their spirits in this thing in them. And they carry it in our country. They shake it all over the place. They shake it even in the Prime Minister's office, shake it all over the place. They have their spirits roaming Grenada right now. Their spirits will be working for them back in their country. They would command the spirit over here to do what they want. And who have knowledge about that would tell you that. Spirits are powerful. And to say there's nothing wrong with that, something got to be wrong with you. Because you can see the destruction of this thing. There are pastors that pray, that take the time off to pray in churches, something for the whole week, trying to help people with those spiritual problems. Hats off to them. So we have to understand, we can't just let anything happen and anybody come to our country and bring what they have and say, well, you know what, nothing wrong with that. Something is wrong with that. So when you're wrong, you're wrong. Have a nice day, brother.
You too, brother. Thank you so much for your contribution. And, of course, your call, of course, has brought us to the end of this segment for today. Hey, folks, that's what we're going to take a wrap for today's edition of To The Point. I want to thank all who contributed towards today's program. Certainly an enlightening one in terms of the conversation this morning. Join me again tomorrow for another. Usually have the DPM on Fridays, and certainly we'll have a representative tomorrow. Until we have another conversation, folks, have a good one. That's why I say goodbye, and see you again.